Bang, bang, bang.
Yeah, do it. I want to hear it.
Bang, bang, bang.
That's yours. You
You know what I'm saying?
That's what it sounds like to him. What is up, everybody? Welcome into the Winners Lounge. Guys, there are some Winners Lounges that are just a little more sweet than others, and I'm telling you, this is one of them. This was an ass-whooping the Denver Nuggets just laid on the Dallas Mavericks. A Google Munder.
Google Munder!
A Google Munder tonight. Not just a regular Munder. Not even just a mega Munder.
Nope.
A Google Munder.
Google Munder. Does that mean it's like slowly going to take the world over?
That's right.
Dominant.
That means even if you're in private browsing, they're still selling your
Hey, man, 5 games into the season, 4 Munders. I mean, the Nuggets are a defensive team now.
Dude, we're joking, but are we?
No, we're not. I'm not joking, actually. It's going to be a point. It's going to be a talking point we get to. First, we're presented by DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app. You guys know the deal, man. We made some money tonight. I really made the ballsy move tonight. I told you guys that before. A hundo. Usually I bet $5. A hundo I put tonight because...
You're supposed to talk in terms of units.
20 units I put tonight on the Nuggets. But seriously, man, like I was sweating it for all of about 30 seconds. Nuggets just came out and handled business tonight, and it was a lot of fun. I got Brendan Vogt here.
Were those 30 seconds the first 30 seconds that Jokic sat down?
Yes, absolutely.
Because me too. But once he got back in, it was smooth sailing.
One storyline for sure. Definitely a storyline. I got D-line over here.
Don't look now, guys. I'm 5-0 on locks this season.
My
Whoa.
goodness.
Dev, don't look.
Dev?
Like, really, don't look.
Wait, was his lock tonight Jalen Brunson going off?
I believe it was.
No, I didn't. Listen, right now it's time to give credit to my brother and my best friend in this entire world. Eric has been doing this thing 5-0 on the year.
Tonight was a same game parlay.
That was pretty good.
That's 3. That's 3 picks.
Yeah, that
way.
is 3 picks.
Eric's your best friend in the entire world. No way.
I love him.
In the whole world. We're going to have some fun tonight, guys. It's Friday night at the DNVR bar. I'm telling you guys, there's no better place to watch the game than the DNVR bar. I knew I was going to have a great time tonight. I had a great time, man.
Great people in here, great crowd. And, you know, sometimes when there's extended domination, the vibes can kind of peter out.
Not
Hard to
here.
keep that up. But then Bones checked back in.
Jesus Christ.
Everyone lost their minds.
Honestly, there was no waning tonight of the vibes. The vibes just picked up. Once they went to the roof, they just stayed at the roof level, and it was a lot of fun.
Yo, people literally were screaming when Bones checked in.
That's what I like about being here is it does feel like being at Ball Arena. Like when a guy checks in and everybody stands up and like starts clapping. And
Having the idea of Bones and Bobo at the exact same time it's incredible because really nothing gets them as excited as
so
just
true.
seeing them check in. They don't even have to play well or do anything besides walk to the
Just
scorer's
check on
table. And first off, that means like either something really bad's happening or something
Right.
really good's happening. In this case, something really good happened. And then from there, like they both like kicked ass, so it made it even better.
So this was a butt whooping, man. 106-75. Dallas just 75 points tonight. Now Dallas has actually struggled to score a little bit this year. Not 75. Like they've struggled to get to 100 or whatever a couple times.
Can you imagine what this lounge would be like if the Nuggets just put 75 points on the board?
Oh man, we would just have to talk about
It'd be
something
straight
else.
funeral time.
We would we'd just talk about something else. We'd talk about
which animals we
Dune,
could fight again.
Animals we could fight. Yeah, which one could we beat?
That's our
Hand-to-hand
classic.
Check the rules.
But no, the Nuggets are just the ones that are kicking butt. And I've got to start here, guys. There's a lot of I'm not even throwing it out this time. The starters are so good.
Yeah.
And look, Jokic is incredible. And he was incredible tonight. Nikola Jokic tonight goes 5 of 9 from the field. He shoots 9 times. That's it. He gets 11 points, but 16 rebounds, 8 assists, 1 steal. He was a plus 26 in 25 minutes. He's obviously the anchor of that unit. But here's the thing. It's not just him. Will Barton tonight, and really all season long, has been incredible. Aaron Gordon, for the last couple games, has really started to look more and more like a guy that knows where he fits into this team and guarded Luka Doncic well. Michael Porter, the only guy that kind of continues to, we'll talk about him, I'm sure, a little bit later. He only had 12 points on 12 shots, 1 of 6 from 3. But then Monte Morris tonight, a plus 32.
Jesus.
He was incredible as well. That starting unit is where I want to start right now, Vogt. To me, if you look at their 5 games, Denver's 3-2. All 5 games, though, the starters have looked like not just good, they've looked like the best version we've seen of them.
And how about this? I would say 3 of those games, Monte Morris struggled. 4 of those games, Michael Porter Jr. struggled. This is not the best version of themselves. And then, of course, as we all know, Monte Morris' spot belongs to Jamal Murray. So, I mean, we talked about it all offseason. There are plenty of things to figure out with this bench. But here's the reality. If Jokic and the starters are on the floor, 9.5 times out of 10, they're just better than the other team. Just full stop. And that's where all the confidence comes from. And you hold your breath when the bench gives up those big runs. But gosh, when Jokic gets back on the floor, it just takes no time at all. So
go ahead.
I'm glad that you brought up the idea that they haven't even played their best game yet.
Right.
Even tonight, Monte looked okay. I mean,
I thought he looked good. I thought Monte looked good.
But he's not playing to Monte. He's not playing as good as he could. Also, Michael Porter Jr. hasn't, stepped up to where he's supposed to be.
He's the one guy that I look at and I say, like, we're getting C version of MPJ right now.
Yeah, and then also in a 30-point win, Jokic is kind of in cruise control. So how good
but he was
could
awesome.
How good could this team really be, though? That's the idea behind it all. Like, I know that this was a second night of a back-to-back for the Mavericks, but regardless, I feel like this was a team. I feel like this was a team that they would have won regardless of what happened tonight, just because that starting unit was just so cohesive. They were just all on the same page, and that's not even playing at their best.
Eric, you're our hype meister.
That's right.
Here's what I think has happened this season so far. I think Will Barton has been great almost all 5 games.
Yes.
I mean, there's been little lulls, quarters, but whatever, but mostly great. Jokic has yet to have a bad second of basketball. He's been great every
I told you he missed that shot last game.
He did miss one fadeaway jumper last game, yes. But those 2 guys have been consistent. Aaron Gordon has been pretty good for most of this, but really good for the last 2. Michael Porter has not been great. Monte Morris has gotten better the last 2 games. So you're talking about, again, not everybody's going to be great every night, but I do feel like we're seeing the B version of this starters. Also, by the way, I don't know if you guys heard, Jamal Murray not playing. We're seeing the B version, but they are dominant.
Yeah.
The most dominant we've seen maybe the most dominant 5-game stretch we've seen of the starting unit.
And 2 guys who took 12 shots, and that leads the team. And so this is, think about the Phoenix game as well. And again, you go back to that post-trade deadline stretch. Why it was always about getting these 5 back on the court. I've beat this horse to death, but that 7-game stretch, 8-game stretch.
Hear you say that.
It was, I guess poor choice of words around here. Huh? It was not because Porter had a Porter quarter or Murray had 50 or Jokic had triple doubles. It was because they were very balanced and had a lot of ways to beat you.
Also,
we're
Jokic
seeing
is
some
the
of
most
that now.
dominant fucking basketball player I've ever seen in my entire life.
That part helps a lot.
Yo, like, he just, when things fall apart, like, he just, somehow the ball just attaches to his alien suction cup arm, and he just then just flips it and it just goes in, and you're like, oh yeah, it was a great process. Really, it turned into a great basket. Whenever he's on the court, like, things just work. It's just like it feels like magic. It's not. He's just really a good player. He's the most valuable player.
Their regular season defense is been trending up and good for 2 to 3 seasons now, and we think that's an effort thing, right? But from a personnel standpoint, you get to the postseason, it dips. Well, tonight, look, I know it's a regular season game, of course, but you get a glimpse of the plan here, which is, okay, high effort, high intensity defense from the other 4 guys, and then there's Aaron Gordon, who is an actual legitimate stud on that end.
Right.
And I'm sure we can talk about it now. We'll talk about it at some point. His job on Luka Doncic tonight, that's why the Nuggets went out and got him.
I do want to, let's put a hold on that, because it is going to be obviously a huge talking point later on, but I'm looking on stats.nba.com right now at the net ratings. Jokic's net rating on the season now, which spans 5 games, plus 19.7, which is absurd. Like, per 100 possessions, Nuggets are outscoring opponents by 20 points when he's on the court. And it feels that way, which would come to a per game, because he doesn't play 100 possessions. He plays like 65 a game. So Denver, I mean, still absolutely dominant here. 12, 13 points per game. They're outscoring opponents just when he's on the court. And that's with the Utah game in which he was not even that dominant. So it's been incredible. Aaron Gordon, the thing about Jamal Murray being out right now, the offense can go to another level. If you actually look at Jokic's offensive rating, it's only 110. What's really propped him up is that it's been team is a defensive-minded team. But that's one of the stories tonight. We had a Google munder. I think this is the first Google munder in the Jokic era, I believe. I'm not sure.
I love that being stated like just so plainly. Like, guys, we had a Google munder.
Even the diehards are like checking their DNVR key at home.
They're like, hey, hold on, I don't know if I know that. They held them to 79. Now look, Dallas was on the second night of a back-to-back. They were clearly tired. They're like, we know how hard it is to play a second night of back-to-back with travel in between, but nonetheless, it doesn't matter. This game wasn't close. And the defense, you put Gordon around him. You put even Will Barton, who, by the way, can I take a victory lap?
Whoa. Last
year I told people actually the last 2 years, when Denver was getting lit up by all these teams, including Portland last year, including the Utah Jazz the year before, I kept saying Barton would make a difference defensively, and people are like, he's not a great defender. He's a very good defender. He's a veteran player. He's also just 6'7" with a great wingspan. You have Aaron Gordon and Michael Porter. It turns out you put all this length around Jokic, and you just dominate teams defensively. And I honestly think that's it. Jokic has looked good defensively this year, but I think a lot of that has to do with you have better perimeter containment than we've had in years past. Nuggets have had in years past.
Yeah, he makes a difference. I mean, he really does. It is funny. I mean, I love.
Hey, guess who's playing?
Is it
Puddle of Mud?
It's Puddle of Mud again.
P of M, dude?
Somebody's trolling us with Puddle of Mud. I'm telling you, somebody's buying Puddle of Mud. Yeah, exactly.
First,
nobody asked for Puddle of Mud.
Is there a member of Puddle of Mud in the bar?
Just kidding, free press.
Coming here.
Somebody's trolling us, man, because they did the Peaches all year last year. Now Puddle of Mud.
Well, Peaches became our jam, so I don't know.
So is Puddle of Mud ours?
Can you
take it all away.
I don't feel good about that.
Me neither.
I don't remember what I was saying.
It's impossible to remember. Sorry, the song came on. What are we supposed
suddenly
to do?
need a cigarette.
The defense around Jokic.
Defense around right. I mean, yeah, it's funny. Like when you have starting level players on your team, they actually play like starting level players in all aspects. It like changes absolutely everything. Jokic isn't like required to do everything offensively and defensively. Like you're right. Like if you have some sort of barrier on the perimeter so that people can't just like charge in. Right. It prevents Jokic from looking bad because then he doesn't have to like slide over and play like Rudy Gobert plays defense where you just come over and try and swat at the rim, which he can't do. That's not who he is. But he can play positionally fantastic basketball. Right. And if you have someone slowing people down at the perimeter, then you get a Google fucking Munder. Let's go.
Yeah, Google Munder. But Dev, are you buying this Nuggets defense that we've seen so far this year? I mean, their defensive rating is going to skyrocket after this game.
I am, and especially with just like players like Barton and also Aaron Gordon. It just seems like the Nuggets are all on the same page on that end of the court, where if they do take a chance, there's not many chances being taken, but when they do, it's a shift where they kind of know where each other is going to be, and they're not just trying to get back on offense and get it back on that end. I think that they really do care about it. I think in years past, it was kind of like, we'll go outscore the other team, or we have, these talented players, but now with players like Will Barton, who's older, and then players like Aaron Gordon, who are like the best part of his game is the defense. When you have those type of players around it, it's like, okay, let's lock in on this end, where on the other end we're going to run through Jokic and he could get to what he has to do. So I think it's now just all being on the same page and understanding that this is who they want to be. This is going to be their identity moving forward.
I always talk about this article that Jonathan Jarks at the Ringer wrote years back, where he said, like, hey, when did Dirk Nowitzki win a championship? When they were like, hey, you carry all of the offense, you and Jason Terry, and we'll put nothing but defenders around you. And it turns out Dirk was good enough offensively to carry a bad offensive team.
Sure.
And that's kind of what the Nuggets have right now. Like, Will Barton can knock down shots. Michael Porter looks like he can't score on anybody at an empty gym at the moment. He's really struggling. But, Aaron Gordon's not a scorer. Monte Morris has struggled. It doesn't matter. Oh, here we go. You're just... Eric's always doing his own
did that
show.
One, though, right?
Yeah, I just put Peaches on. Let's go.
You killed Puddle of Mud in the middle of Puddle of Mud.
People were singing along downstairs.
I would say that, I splashed it. I splashed that Puddle of Mud. It turns out nobody bought that. The jukebox decided that's what we should do.
It was time.
They're like, they liked this one last time. No, but honestly, I do wonder about that. Look, Jamal Murray's going to come back. Team's going to go to a whole other level, but this formula is really a deadly formula for Denver. Guard and let Jokic do his thing.
And we'll see. I mean, can the starters strike some kind of balance? Of course, there are so many offensively minded guys, but you talked about that aggregate size, that aggregate length. we saw it tonight. Even Porter got in on the passing lanes.
Oh, man.
There was just so much size, and Gordon was so physical with Luka. They were going up, leaving their feet in the air, trying to get a pass off, and every passing lane was closed, or it closed, or the subsequent rotation was on point. So there's a length thing where, you know, it's like a couple off seasons too late, I think, to go in the full Dallas direction with that Dirk thing. They're going to have some of these guys out there, but even a guy like Porter, who's offense first, second, and third, he's still huge.
Right.
So can he be huge next to Barton, who's tall at his position, Gordon, who's well-sized at his position, and a great defender? What does that add up to?
Who was it he had? He stuck somebody on defense. I can't remember who it was. It was Jalen Brunson or one of these guys where he got out on an island on him and just moved his feet. Was so tall, like you said. He's so tall that you're like, man, I have to really beat you.
It was Brunson, yeah.
Do you know why I enjoy this type of you know what I enjoyed about this game, like in particular? I just feel like the Nuggets came out with the ideal and just the mindset of, we have a guy for your best guy on defense.
Yes.
And then on the other end, you guys don't have a guy for our best guy.
That's it, Dev. That's it.
And how many teams in the NBA have a guy for Yoke?
Like, I saw
maybe one.
Maybe one.
So when does that
Anthony
click?
Davis?
When does that click for more like teams? Like, we do have a guy for that. I think that it becomes a little bit tough where we'll just go back to like Cleveland like games and things like that. They don't have defenders for those like quick guards and things like that. But when you look at the best teams in the league, they have those type of players where it's, we're going to put our best defender on your guy, and then you're going to have to put your best defender on our guy. Our guy can defend George. You can't do that on the other end. It's just not consistent now, but having games like that, especially on nationally, like national TV, where you tell Aaron Gordon, this is what you're supposed to be. Right. This is what you're supposed to do.
I don't even think you tell him. I think he knows.
He knows. But also when you have that inner like confidence and then everyone around you backing you with that you like, people buy into those type of things.
Yeah, Kel, do you have King of the Game ready?
Yeah.
Bring it up. Aaron Gordon, King of the Game tonight. Jokic had a Sombor double, a near Sombor double, but it doesn't matter. Hold on, those stats don't look like right, Dev. What's going on here?
Those look like bad stats. What's up, Dev?
That's not Aaron Gordon's stats.
Wait, what is that?
That's Luka's stats.
Oh, that's Luka's stats. 5 of 18. That's terrible.
Aaron Gordon 32. Has to be the player of the game because
32?
that's what he caused tonight. That is the type of game that really, I tweeted this out, but really, that is the reason that you pay a guy like that. That is the reason that you get an Aaron Gordon for moments like that where you need, you have a star player.
Right, Dev.
You bring your guy in. And we're like, we have a guy for your best guy, and we're gonna make it hard on him all night. Sometimes he's gonna win that matchup, but he's gonna make it tough on him every single time. And like, look at that stat line. That's shitty.
They went right back to Puddle of Mud. What the hell happened?
First off, the more remarkable thing is how quickly you're able to identify Puddle of Mud.
I actually don't even know if that's who it is.
I think you're just naming Sad Rock.
Sad Rock is all Puddle of Mud right now.
Are those guys crushing steel reserves and cans down there? What's going on?
So when the Nuggets traded for Aaron Gordon last year, that's so weird. When the Nuggets traded for Aaron Gordon last year, you talk to all the people in Nuggets front office. You try to get, all right, what's the deal? What do you think about this? Every single one would say, you got to watch how he guards Luka. Like there's you look out west, it's LeBron James, it's Paul George, it's Kawhi Leonard, it's Luka Doncic. We got to have somebody you could throw at him, but watch how he guards Luka. He guards Luka better than anybody in the NBA. We saw that tonight, and I'm just so glad because we didn't get to see it last year. And this is what's funny. There's a lot of teams with good guards, and Denver might still need to find a solution for when you get into a playoff series against Damian Lillard. How do you hold him under 55? That might still be out there for Denver. But the wing thing, I think we have it now. I was going to throw to you, but you're clearly not ready. Vogt. Honestly, tonight, I'm like all in on Aaron Gordon's ability to not shut down, but to cancel out a elite wing.
And there was something ironic to that playoff run last year, right? In that it was guard dominant offenses, and we didn't get to see it, but this is why they went and got him. By the way, I don't want to, it is Gordon first and foremost. And I'm sure we'll get to him, but I'd be remiss if I don't shout out PJ Dozier, who also did a very good job offensively.
You would be remiss.
Who did obviously those two guys did a great job, but it also seemed like the Nuggets had a plan for the Mavericks guy, and I just appreciated that. But
I mean, we would be remiss if we didn't again remind people this was the second night of a back-to-back for this Dallas team.
Course.
Like they got punched in the mouth, and they were like, you know what, fuck it, like. They like didn't have a lot of fight in them.
Sure.
Oh, I disagree.
Really? That look like a lot of fight to you?
No, here's the thing. This team has one
points.
player. This is not a great team. Like this is the Luka Doncic is incredible, and this is what happens when you have a look. Nobody can shut down Luka. Luka put up crazy numbers against Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. Yeah. This is my point. Denver is in the position where they have a guy that, as good as he can be on offense from time to time or do this or that, they have a guy that's like, hey, we don't need you at all on offense. Different from Paul George or Kawhi Leonard. It's like, we need you to shut him down and do this. They're like, Aaron Gordon, tonight, all you got to do is shut that dude down. They did that, and that's what the Mavericks look like when they don't have Luka. Right. They score 75 points.
Sure. For sure. I'm just, like, even Luka, like, was not his typical level of engaged. Like, he was referring a lot.
To Eric's point, we would be defending the Nuggets saying, no Porter tonight, second half of
I'm not saying it's not important. I'm just saying, like...
I'm all for the caveat. I'm just saying, like, let's not go overboard with this. That was...
I mean, I just mentioned it.
I honestly don't know that it needs a mention. I don't know that it needs that. Here's how I'm about to dunk so hard on him.
Do it.
Here we go. Luka Doncic is a good offensive player. You would agree?
Yeah.
Okay, he got shut down tonight by Aaron Gordon.
I agree.
Jokic had a back-to-back. He went up against the Defensive Player of the Year, and he dropped 24 points in 15 minutes.
I don't know.
We didn't sit there and make excuses about, Jokic is tired, and he wasn't engaged because it is second night. He went out and dominated.
Hold on, which one of you really fucking is hijacking?
No.
This is Puddle of Mud.
No, I'm telling you, I tried to put one on. There's like 5 Puddle of Mud.
I was going to say,
this is one of them.
Somebody's trolling, right? Somebody's trolling.
It's Eric.
It's not me. No, it's not me. I was attempting to counter troll, but you know what?
She hates me. The course is coming.
Oh my God.
Let's take a break.
Yeah, but
do you have a point to be made? Because your point was wrong.
I know.
Did I not just destroy his point, Dev? Come on.
Yeah, you're
good.
Second night of a back-to-back, 24 points.
My boy's gonna bounce back here.
Here's the thing: is that Aaron Gordon absolutely shut down Luka Doncic, but he was also like, you know what? Fuck it. Like, he was like, this is more pressure than I want to deal with. I'm going to punt on this evening.
So when he drove in the third quarter to the rim and was like, I'm trying to move here, and Aaron Gordon swatted it to the ground like this, that was Luka not trying?
That was him being like, that was his last gasp. Okay. He was like, you know what, whatever. Like,
all right, let's head. I can't believe we're doing this for Friday night. The vibes are very immaculate at the moment.
This is the soundtrack I hear in my head every time I do a read for Ball Corps. People are what make ball special. People at every level come into work each day and give 100% to accomplish the goals. Their production techs are the front line in their can-making operations. They directly impact the volume of production they run, the quality of the production they run, and are integral to Ball's operations. Production technicians are also important because as their skills grow, they are able to move into even more mechanical roles. Ball values people, and they want more people. They want you, in theory, to come work for them. Yes. Text Golden to 77222, and you'll get linked to open positions. You can also go directly to jobs.ball.com and search for Golden. That's jobs.ball.com and search for Golden, or simply text Golden to 77222. This show, as every show we do, is presented, of course, by DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app.
Made a hundo tonight.
We made a lot of money
made a hundo.
betting on basketball, but of course, it's football season. If you're hungry for a big win this week, the Broncos might not give one to you, but you can give one to yourself on DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. New customers can bet just $5 on any NFL team to win their game, and if they do, you win $200 in free bets. Win a chicken dinner, baby. It's that simple. DraftKings Sportsbook customers can also get skin in the game with what, Eric? You did one tonight.
Same game parlay and a lock.
Combine multiple bets from the same game for a bigger payout. The more legs you add, the more money you can win. DraftKings is safe, secure, reliable, and best of all, you can deposit and withdraw your cash whenever you want. Big finale here to this song. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use promo code DNVR. Bet just $5 on any NFL team to win their game, and you win $200 in free bets. If they win, you win with promo code DNVR. Must be 21 or older. Colorado only. New customers only. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
All right, here we're back here. I feel like we left some things on the table with the Aaron Gordon conversation. Like, I want to hear your take. Like, he's had some great defensive possessions against very good teams. We saw Kawhi Leonard last year, like how well he shut him down. Tonight, I'm sorry, I'm just not using the back-to-back. First of all, We're 5 games into the season. Luka Doncic is 22 years old.
This is also like the most difficult place to come in and play a back-to-back. This in Utah.
I do think Eric was just acknowledging.
He's still fighting it, though. He's still defending it. I'm trying to, like, squash this down. A 22-year-old, Dev, at 18 years old, how many games are you playing in AAU
and
per
for
day?
segment 2, Adam gets fired up.
No, but
I'm right about this. I just don't like that this is like a let's all agree to disagree.
A back-to-back, like, I really don't think that you can use it as an excuse, especially so early in the season. And also, not to just continue to shit on Eric, even though I love it. But like he's saying, like he gave up. Why did he give up? Because there was a guy that was harassing him for the entire night.
Because he was the second night of a back-to-back.
Yeah, no. But there was a reason that he gave up at a point. He came out aggressive. He played aggressive the entire time, but a guy had his number. So that's when you give up. You don't just give up on any night because you didn't do that against Kawhi. You didn't do that against Paul George. You have a guy that understands where you are, and he's after you the entire time. So, I
want the people watching. I want them to be hyped. If Luka was, 8 of 18 tonight, and he only had 24 points, his line was 28.5. He had 23, 8 of 18. You'd be like, you know what? He's probably a little bit better than that. He was 5 of 18 tonight. He was a minus 32. He was 100% ineffective at what he does. Agree. And by the way, Luka Doncic last year is like Jokic had 72 games, 70 of them were good. Yeah. He had 2 that were like medium. Luka Doncic is very similar. Luka last year, 6 or 7 bad games. This was one of them.
Yeah.
This year he had one of them.
Him being held under on his points was the cornerstone of my bet. I saw this coming, but he scored 16. He didn't play the fourth quarter. The team just collapsed. That team looked like a team that was on the second night of a back-to-back.
I think you're both right. I just hope
is there somebody who's more right though?
I would say that Adam's point's correct, but it was Dev who convinced me.
I'll take it. You know what? I'll live with this.
See, I think everyone's happy.
I think everybody's happy. You know what?
I'm happiest.
All right, let's talk about something else.
Will Barton's the guy I want to talk about. You guys.
Please, let's do
7 of 12 from the field tonight. He had 17 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. I have a take. I fired it off downstairs earlier as we were having a Bud Light Tower.
Yes, we were.
Will Barton might be and might go down as one of the most underappreciated athletes in Denver sports history. This guy is incredible.
He's healthy.
He's healthy. He had a dunk today on the fast break where he jumped up to here for no reason. He could have just done the soft dunk.
He's a hooper.
But a cockback flush.
It was just for some reason he's like, I'm just going to show everybody how high I'm jumping right now. Dude, but Will Barton is so back, and he's not just Will Barton's the second best player on the team right now.
Yeah.
Will Barton's the second best player right now. Hopefully Michael Porter will surpass him here. He's the second best player on a team that's really looking like they haven't missed a step from last year.
What I love about Will Barton right now is he is a hooper, true and true. But right now he's starting to look like a basketball player.
Oh, totally.
I think that's where the difference is.
Dev, you're sizzling right now.
That's where I think the difference really is.
Are you a BLT? But Dev, Adam is so into you.
Absolutely. When you're shining, you're shining. You guys can just hate on the sideline and stuff like that.
No, I'm just watching.
But really, Will Barton, he looks like a veteran in the offense. He is, but he's not just overshooting. He's not he's playing within the flow of the offense. He's locked in on both sides of the floor. But like you said, Eric, he's healthy.
Yep.
This is what he looks like when he's healthy. This is what he's been looking like when he's healthy. As soon as he goes through his injuries, he's trying to fight back to stay in that starting lineup, or he's overthinking. Right now, he's playing free. He's talked about it before the season. He does not care what the fans think of him. He's going to play within himself. And right now, that's how he's winning it over. So, in a way, it was kind of good for people to be against him because now he's in his own zone. He's in himself. He's playing healthy, and he looks his best right now. He's the second best player right now for the year.
There was reports coming out around bubble time that Will Barton was having a hard time jumping. He was.
Oh, it was sad, yeah.
We were all really worried that maybe there was going to be an inauspicious end to the Thrill's career because his body was just failing him.
Some mystery injury takes him out and never is the same.
And he was just never the same.
If you would have told me you have to put money on one or the other, I would have been he's never going to be the same.
Totally.
There was a point where it was Will's not jumping right now.
Right.
Will can't jump.
Will can't jump.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're like, Oh no, that
doesn't sound good.
That sounds bad.
Yeah.
And Will Barton's game, as we always say when people are down on him, like it's really predicated most of it on his athleticism. I mean, once he gets going and he gets in rhythm, then and he's jumping, like then his shots start to fall. I mean, it's all like miraculously connected. But like when he's not right, when he has some sort of like core injury, which he's had like every season for the past 3. You just see it. Like he has to try much harder. The results are worse and people get upset with him. But like, how could you be upset with this version of Will Barton? It's like he's people's champ, baby. He's back.
By the way, this version of Will Barton, the Barton we're always talking about and lauding, it's not like he's shooting 20 times a night. There's rebounding, there's playmaking, there's defense.
This is
he's filling in the cracks. He's there in seemingly every important moment. He and Jokic seem to be on a mind meld. So I know people think of him as a gunner, and he certainly can be, but when he's at his best, that's not what he is, and that isn't what he has been. Now, he can be a little overconfident, but also consider this. We're talking about the starters where Morris, catching his rhythm now, right, looks good now, but struggled to start. Porter doesn't look good. AG's limited offensively. Where would these guys be if Barton wasn't just capable, but also ever willing to step up and take a big shot to, it can't be Yoke this possession, I got you. His understanding of when to press which button this season has been great. And maybe that'll ebb and flow, but
that's my favorite point though with him is that, it's funny. I'm looking at the plus minuses per game, like just on average, and he is, I believe, now 4th, but like basically tied for 2nd. And he's the guy that they put out there with the bench unit.
Yes.
Think about that. Like they put him in the worst position, and he goes out there and does a great job with it. I'm so impressed with Will Barton, and I have been for years. But this is how he's played this year is sort of like how I see him.
Yes.
Like he's healthy and he plays the exact style I expect of him, and it's absolutely fantastic. We can get on now, guys. We talked about Aaron Gordon. We talked about Yoke. We talked about Monte even a little bit. Michael Porter's the one piece here that's still just something not going on. And here's what I'll say. I thought this was still an encouraging game in a few aspects. One, I thought Michael Porter was engaged the entire time.
Yes.
Like he's going through it right now. He's clearly, I think, rattled. Like his confidence is a little
for sure.
more rattled than I've ever really seen it from him. But what I will say is he continues to battle and he continues to try to fight through it, shoot through it, do all these different things. But let's not kid ourselves. Tonight he had 12 points on 12 shots. He went 1 of 6 from the 3-point line. I feel like it's really just comes down to tonight's game. Just comes down to me for he didn't make the shots. He had wide open. He had A+ 3-point looks.
It's been the story of the season. He's just not making the shots, man.
Some of them have been like he's not getting them or he's not doing this or that. Like
I don't know.
Tonight he had them.
Plays for him. He's like coming around curls, wide open, just clank.
So that's been my big takeaway from him in the last couple of games. They're trying everything in their power to get him going.
They are trying.
They're running like literal plays for MPJ that they're not running for anybody else.
Right.
And right now he's just not making them. He doesn't have the confidence, but they're trying their hardest to make sure that he does get involved. Shots are not falling. What I do, give him credit for is he is like starting to like be a little bit more locked in on defense. You're not saying as often the miscues or just like not being engaged or where he's supposed to be. He is the one guy that's taking chances, like trying to go for steals and trying to play and help side. There's still those like moments where he like gets lost, but
he had good moments tonight.
Those things will come with time. He did have a lot of good moments tonight, and also especially as a help side defender, there was times that he got put onto Jalen Brunson where he used his height. He's being aggressive. He's grabbing rebounds and trying to start the break. He is trying everything in his power to try to get himself going, while it's not just, gunning the entire time or while it's not just moping the entire time. So there was good and bad for him. You hope that it changes soon. But if he keeps doing all those small things, at least he's learning the offense. Yeah. At least he's playing like within what the Nuggets need from him. The shot's going to come back eventually, hopefully.
Yeah, no, this felt like a much better game than 12 points. Like he started off good. And we were like, okay.
Defensively, he was engaged.
Yeah, I mean, like the first 2 possessions he had, he got it stripped, and then he like fumbled another one.
Yeah,
we were like,
I saw some of those.
Well, okay, looks like a Michael Porter Jr. game. But then I don't know. He started to slash to the rim, and like he was making tough finishes. It wasn't just relying on his outside shot. I'm surprised his point total was so low because I actually felt like pretty good about him overall. And he was making smart passes, which is like a major bonus for Michael Porter Jr.
That pass he had to Aaron Gordon. First of all, this will be a play that makes it onto the list. And by the way, if you guys don't know, subscribe to the DNVR Nuggets podcast and become DNVR members. I do a film study deep dive on the Nuggets once or twice a week. This one has to make it because it's my favorite cut, one of my favorite cuts in the game. He sets a back screen for Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon goes for the lob. Teams will switch this. This is one of the things I love about the Gordon-Porter combo is they're so different in ways that Gordon's so strong. You switch a weaker player on him, he murders them. You switch, I just love it. So he sets the back screen. Gordon dives to the basket.
Yeah.
The defense switches. So now MPJ is on the inside. So after he sets the screen, he slips or rolls towards the basket on it. Jokic hits him on the inside. Both defenders collapse to him, and he just does a great job of catching it, turning, and hitting Gordon for a wide-open layup. But what I like about it is it's a bang, 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 bang play. And he read all of them, including the pass, in real time. And I'm just like, that's the stuff that, to me, matters as much. The three-point shot's going to come. Yeah. He has to learn how the rest of the flow of the game kind of comes, how to play Jokic ball. And once he does, he's going to get all these shots again. I have this debate with people all the time. Do they need to call more plays for him? I see some people, like the crazy people, in my opinion, online will be like, he needs to get out of Denver, this or that. I'm like, guys, he is in a system where he can thrive once he learns it. He just doesn't learn it.
Get out of Denver. Can you imagine?
That's what people say sometimes online. Like, he needs to go somewhere where they're just going to call like his number. Where everybody thinks like calling a play is like give him the ball and get out of the way. Which is like, no, man. Like, he's running a system right now that's designed for him. He just doesn't know it yet.
Yeah, I think the story of his season, for the most part, actually has just been missing shots he should hit.
What? Did you do it?
No!
We can't talk. We can't acknowledge it anymore. It's derailing the show too much.
What's that? Whatever. So I do think it was a much. He had that other pass too to Will Barton in the corner. Barton bricked the three.
Yeah.
But this was Porter saw that ahead of time, which he's mostly reacting out there, and he set that one up. So I actually think if he's hitting these shots we're used to him hitting, I actually think we're spending more time than it seems so far talking about the marginal growth in these other areas. Oh, he looks a little bit better as a passer. He's still dropping a lot, but the handles, I actually think his hands look a tiny bit better than they do last year. They were that bad. So, again, if these wide open threes are falling, I think our whole perspective on this is different. Oh, he's trying.
So he had the one where the screen I'm talking about with the slip, and then the pass was great. Another one he had was the kick out where he's not open for the three, but he catches it on the move and drives. Yes. One dribble layup. He's so long and so springy and athletic, and he gets to the rim. So there were moments in here mixed in where it's like, yeah, he is looking better and better. But nonetheless, any minute now, I'm here for whenever he's ready to make like 7 threes.
I'm here for it as well. I mean, we've now, this is the first time that no one has given out a Michael Porter Jr. bet.
Yeah, right. We're just like, we're staying away. We're all just kind of waiting.
We were like.
It's also not available, but nonetheless.
Well, yeah, but all the same, like.
Wouldn't have taken it anyway.
Wouldn't have taken it. We didn't come up. We weren't searching for it. Like, it's that feeling of like, I mean, God, he can't be off again. He can't be off again. They're like, yes, he can. Yeah.
The thing about Michael Porter threes, I feel like different from Jokic and Jamal Murray, where it's like Jokic is carrying the team. He does this, that. When Michael Porter's on, the Nuggets just go up by 15.
Totally.
Like every time he goes on where he hits baby. Like a Porter quarter or even like a Porter 3-minute stretch.
Porter flurry.
It's just like it takes 3 minutes of Michael Porter being hot, and then you look up and the Nuggets are up 17 points, and you're like, oh yeah, those points really add up because for his due. So hopefully he joins the show here really quick. Another guy that deserves a mention today, Dev, Jeff Green. Jeff Green had himself a game tonight.
Yeah, he did.
I love the fact that they could go through him like for offense, and it's kind of like isolation basketball. Yeah. He plays a good blend of bully ball and like just kind of like isolation where he's finesse, but he's athletic, and that athleticism just is such a difference from everyone else that they have on the team. When that second unit struggles, he kind of brings them back right now. Like they're looking for a guy to go through, and he's been that like spark for them. that gets them going. But just being able to push the ball, play like in a different way that they have is pretty good. But also, I just feel like he's an enforcer that they truly do need, especially with losing Paul Millsap. He just does it in such a different way that you kind of have to respect it. It was a pretty good night for him today.
Eric, tonight, Michael Malone, right from the get-go, staggered the bench unit. The bench unit never played as a 5-man unit. They had Michael Porter and Will Barton. Now, it started off horribly. But it did rebound. What did you think of that rotation tonight?
Well, so somebody came over and asked us, like, man, how's the bench doing? And I was like, I don't even know who the bench is right now. I don't know. Like, I'm looking at
the bench is any lineup that doesn't feature Jokic.
Basically,
it's really the bench.
I mean, truthfully, like, there were more often than not, there were like 2 or 3 starters out there for like long stretches. So, how did they do? I mean, Jeff Green looked good. JaMychal Green didn't look good. Austin Rivers kept his golden ratio intact, where he's every one basket he makes, he trades off for one blocked shot. Not that he blocks, but that gets blocked.
It's rough.
He did not look good. Facu looked like whatever. I mean,
I don't PJ Dozier looked pretty good. I thought Facu did not look good tonight.
Yeah, I mean, he just sort of like was running around. He didn't really add much to the equation.
I mean, he makes hustle plays every game,
but
question.
It wasn't a good Facu night.
It wasn't a good Facu
night. No, but so, I mean, you're asking me.
Although he did hit a great three, no hands three, nothing but net. Maybe he should do that every time. Wide open.
Just like fingers crossed behind his back.
Fingers crossed.
He is also the guy who played the least with Jokic tonight, too.
For sure.
I want to point that out.
Yeah, for sure. But the point, like, so you're asking, like, how did that rotate? Like, how did those players do? Like, okay. But the starters were just so dominant every time that they were on the court that, like, they were part of the bench. So the stagger, again, works really good. It just is, like, unfortunate that we have to rely on it because it just wears down the starters more.
Right. Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Although, here's one thing I'll say. Yoke came back in with, like Dozier. I think it was Monte, Dozier, AG, Gordon, and
Porter, actually. It was
I don't think it was Porter. I think it was because Porter and Barton played with the bench, so it was somebody else. It might have been Jeff Green.
Yeah.
And he comes and dominates. So maybe that's the key. Just play Yoke with all the, your weakest players, and it doesn't matter. Yoke just doesn't
or just
matter
play with your strongest players and go up by 50.
I mean,
that also works.
The thing is, though, that is, I think, the sort of negative takeaway from this game. That's not sustainable. Like, Jokic will just play at all times. Like, you need another option behind that.
I will say this, though. I think the future of the Nuggets is probably I was thinking about this tonight. The Nuggets are spending more than anyone but I think the Lakers and Nets on their starters, and will be for the foreseeable future. The Nuggets might just have a weak bench, and that's the thing. That's what happens when you pay $130 million to 4 players. You just don't have any else money to spend, so you got to find some compromised guys.
That does make sense. But also with the bench unit, the 2 times that they've staggered this year, they've been their best.
Yeah.
When they went in with the idea of we're going to stagger because this is not working, that's when they've been their best. So
easily.
Maybe they just, not maybe, Malone talked about it before the game and just straight, blatantly said it.
Yeah.
That lets the other team know as well, this is what we're going to do. And there's not really many things that you can do about it, because if you look at this team, that is their weakness.
Right.
The second unit is their weakness. They stagger it. Now what's their weakness? Yeah. So if that's just what they had to do when you take a loss to Cleveland early, in the first 5 games, now you have an answer for that. This becomes a very tough team to beat. So I think that it was worth it.
Here's what I think. If you can I think Bones Hyland's a really good player that needs some experience. If you can add Bones Hyland by the end of the year to this mix and Jamal Murray to this, and you just basically cut out a Facu and a Rivers, and look, Facu might have a role in certain matchups or this or that, but I just look at this and I go Monte with that second. You talk about staggered lineups. All right, Barton and MPJ are playing with the bench a little bit, but you give them Monte, okay, and then you give them, now that you have the 2 greens, that's a great lineup. And then at the same token, the flip side of that, if you stagger lineups and you have Jamal Murray, Nikola Jokic, already done, already sold, we're already good. Don't tell me the other 3 players, it doesn't matter, but it would be Dozier, Gordon, and I don't know, anybody else, doesn't matter.
Yeah, they're gonna be really, really good. It's a really good point that some of their biggest issues right now are in fact solved by let me check my notes here. Their second best player coming back, which is a factor in all of this. So I want to go back to Jeff Green for 1 second. I think Eric touched on this, but the second unit is just so pick and pop.
Yeah.
Swing, you shoot. Swing, you shoot. Fine, I'll shoot. Jeff Green tonight did a much better job of F this. I'm taking it to the rack. You know, he was looking to get fouled. Ended up didn't getting fouled because he did so many nifty athletic things around the rim. But he was taking it like, all right, enough of this.
He looked really good tonight.
And someone on that bench unit, whether they're playing with starters or not, has to go, all right, enough pot shots. Like, someone's got to try to get to the rim here.
Yeah, I love it. Harrison Wind will be joining us in just a moment live from Ball Arena. Kale, I understand we have some super chats. Friday night super chats. Let's hear them. What do we got?
The best way to judge MPJ's impact outside of shooting is Malone's shots.
Subs for him. This is a good point, actually. This game, great assists and rebounds and defense. Malone trusted him in key moments, and that's important.
That's true.
It's a really
we have
good
seen
point.
him subbed out the last couple games, so tonight not subbed out. I mean, they're up 30. So, yeah, I like it. Good stuff, Danny K. What else do we have? Super chat!
What?
That's a pure super
chat. That is a pure super
Hell
chat.
Yeah, dude.
He just super chat.
Dude, I could not agree anymore.
And then it's weird. I can't read this
We
last
stand
one.
Adam. Hell yeah.
What?
Usually the comments are just brutal to me. This one's a good one. Dan, all right.
Did you just pay $5
how much
to
have you,
shout yourself out?
Dude, how much have you spent? $5, and then how much on Puddle of Mud have you spent tonight?
That's right. So like $40. It's like
you got
nonstop.
those 20 units. You're just
I
blowing
just blew
through
them
them.
all. Had a big night on DraftKings. Danny K. Denver is, hands down, the greatest city in the world. Strong agree. Beautiful walking back from the game. Let's go Nuggets. Let's go Jokic. Let's go Bones. Let's go DNVR.
Let's go
Danny K. That's like my favorite super chat we've ever got. Hell yeah.
And the one before literally said, we stand Adam.
So think about that for a
You
second.
stand Denver is better than standing like Denver's way better than I am.
I mean, I couldn't agree more. I'm just surprised you feel that way.
I love it, man. Beautiful walking back this time of year. So gorgeous. The leaves, the smell. It's like Yoke talks about the horse. The smell is the greatest. That's how I feel about Denver in the fall.
You're a Denverman.
I'm a Denverman, man. I sit out on my balcony and I just smell.
You are so Colorado.
I am so Colorado, man. I'm telling you. Actually, I do have an update for you guys.
What's up?
Today,
Oh, no. What did you
today,
see? What did you see?
Bird watching.
What did you see?
This is bird watching.
Kestrel?
I see.
Let's try this again. Going to the Nuggets Wolves game tomorrow in MPLS. Think Jokic plays the second of back-to-back.
MPLS is funny.
I think he plays. Like, first of all, Jokic I think likes to play.
He does like to play.
I think part of like
What makes you say that?
No, I'm saying what I mean is I think Jokic takes a certain amount of pride that, and I love it. I love that he fucking takes pride. Sorry, I shouldn't have dropped that one. I love that he takes pride in the fact that he plays every game.
Yeah.
And so I think like the Nuggets are like, hey man, if you're not healthy, shut it down. He's like, I'm not healthy. And they're like, what?
He's like, bro,
just do it. And so he's like, I'll play it. So I like that about him. It was the pipe build grape. That's what I saw.
Are you going to get back to
I knew
That's
it.
the pipe build grape.
knew
That's
it.
the pipe build
I was
grape.
waiting.
It's gorgeous. It looks like you think if you saw it, you would think it's a baby goose because it lives amongst the geese.
no.
He's talking about birds, if you guys are
But-
wondering.
The story was some bird that he saw.
But it actually is its own
is he
bird.
back to it
It's
now?
an
Yes.
incredible diver. It's a beautiful one. All right, why don't we go to break? Harrison Wind on the other side. He's joining us now.
That was a great anecdote, Adam. It really put me to sleep. Thank God I got this new Snooze sleep mattress.
Wait till you guys Google it. You guys will be like, oh, wow, I want to see such a gorgeous, cute
You
little
talking
bird.
about Snooze Mattress Company? Yes. Google
Oh,
it.
man, I'm all in on Snooze. I'm all in on Snooze. Is that where we're at?
That's where we're at.
Do you know
Adam.
about the Snooze sleep?
I'm trying to tell people about it. So Snooze Flip is one of the most universal mattresses on the planet. You can customize your sleep experience to fit your needs. One side is soft, one side is firm. You can flip it to the side that fits your body best. The cover is also reversible with one side up to 5 degrees cooler. And of course, it's cozy warm on the other side. This zippable cover makes Snooze Flip a true 4-in-1 mattress. Snooze Flip is the only 4-in-1 mattress with these features. Don't stress shopping through hundreds of beds online. Snooze Flip has all the features in one, and it will ship straight to your door. Make this real easy for yourself. Go to Snooze, ask them for a bed, and then here's the kicker. Use code DNVR and receive $250 off a mattress and $250 off with adjustable base.
This is their own proprietary tech, by the way. So let me tell you a couple of things about
Please
Snooze.
do.
One, they are a Colorado company. You guys know how big I am about buying local. They're a Colorado company, Colorado people, DNVR fanatics. Like they know us. When I called to get my mattress from them, like I'm in the market for a mattress. I ordered one. They knew all about us, knew everything that was going on. But also, so Colorado company, but they have their own mattress. Like you guys know these order door-to-door mattresses or whatever. They have their own. So and it's fantastic. We actually opened one here at the bar.
I jumped on one.
Yeah, incredibly.
Was it comfy?
It was comfy.
Memory foam. It's memory foam.
I would think that it. I'm going to make a dumb joke about memory. It wants to forget when I jumped on it.
Anyway, head to snoozesleep.com and grab your snooze flip mattress today. That's snoozesleep.com and get your snooze flip delivered straight to your door. Happy sleeping and recovery, fam. No, all jokes aside, man, a new mattress is game changing.
Dude,
I'm telling you,
it is what you need. If you want to find yourself as an adult, the day you become an adult
is when you order.
When you're like, you know what? I'm gonna invest in a mattress because my back hurts and there's no explanation.
Honest to God, I want people that order this. If you're in the market for a mattress, hit me up on Twitter when you do. I'm dead serious. Like we're gonna be homies.
Yeah. Like you can come and try out Adam's mattress. He'll take a nap with you.
Chevalier Mortgage's ultimate goal is to take stress out of buying and refinancing. They strive to give their borrowers options with their full financial picture in mind and with the highest level of integrity, always putting their borrowers first. Here's something to keep in mind for homeowners. With prices going up, it's creating natural equity in your home. If you have mortgage insurance, chances are you can refinance out of that. Make the bubble work for you. Do it with Mike and Virginia at Chevalier Mortgage. Here's a fun perk for DNVR listeners. Visit them at DNVRmortgage.com and enter to win a free DNVR shirt or a hat of your choice when you do. But that's just the kicker. Most importantly, get set up with a free consultation to discuss all your options. That's DNVRmortgage.com. Call Virginia directly at 303-257-6578 or visit DNVRmortgage.com. You can also call Mike directly at 970-412-2472 or visit www.dnvrmortgage.com. Michael Chevalier, NMLS number 1931006. Virginia Chevalier, NMLS number 1910631. Eric.
Yes.
It's time to make beef business your business because we're in business with the best in the beef business.
Guess what I had tonight?
What'd you have?
A Hassel Cattle Company Wagyu burger.
Wagyu?
It's called the Bronco Burger, but every time I order, I call it the Nuggets Burger.
Well, again, we named it.
Well,
so you can call it whatever you want.
I didn't name that.
Well, it is like, I mean, it has barbecue sauce on it.
Nuggets Burger.
There's no actual connection to it other than you just like the Nuggets better than the Broncos.
Confused what we're talking about? We're talking about Hassel Cattle Company. We already brought you the damn good beer. Now we're delivering you to that damn good
Can I tell you? You're going to speak from the soul here. Vogt. Can I tell you guys something?
I'm trying to.
Do you know what's coming? Do you know what's coming? Yeah, but you're just reading that. Here's the thing. Here's the thing about Hassel. You guys know what's coming up? You guys know what's coming up? The holidays.
Oh, yeah.
This is the time you have company over. You got to cook something. Hassel Cattle Company. I'm telling you guys right now, you need to do this. Go to Hassel Cattle Company. You order the steaks. They'll send it to in a cooler, and it'll be ready for Christmas. So if you want to impress the in-laws,
don't order now for Christmas.
Why not?
Well, I guess put it in the freezer.
I'm telling you, you order the $200, you get the free shipping. So just order a bunch, eat for the next 6 weeks, and then it's Christmas or 8 weeks, whatever it is. And then, so that's what I'm telling you. Order it now. You want to impress the in-laws. They come into town, they're judging everything you do. You tell them like, hey, guess what we're having for dinner tonight? Wagyu steaks.
They're like, what?
They're like, what? How did you get that?
Do you know about marbling? They're like, the fact that you met my daughter was the worst day of my life until now.
Okay, so anyway, like Adam said, any orders over $200, you receive free shipping, but that's not all. If you use code DNVR10 at checkout, you get 10% off your order.
Dead serious about this. You guys are going to be sitting around the holidays. You didn't order Hassel Cattle Company, and you're going to be like, we're having mac and cheese. Like, I don't know. Like, I have a ham sandwiches. Anybody want a ham sandwich? No, you get the Wagyu. I'm telling you right now. Harrison Wind. I feel a cool breeze coming in, Harrison. All right, my guy's laughing. The show is a Friday show, Harrison. It's a Friday show. Oh, we can't hear you.
Well,
hold on, Kel's pushing the buttons here.
The whole thing. Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
yep, there you are.
Can you hear me now? Hello? Okay. I was just saying, I didn't think that read was ever going to end. I sat through the whole thing.
Me either, Harrison. I was actually just trying to start the read, but I digress.
Harrison, take us inside Ball Arena tonight. Was the ball popping?
See what you did there.
Yeah, I think you could say the ball was popping. Definitely by the end of the game when Bull got in there. Bones Hyland did play. It took a 30-point lead in the fourth quarter for him to play.
Yeah.
But that's really when Ball Arena got popping, I felt like.
So take us inside with Michael Malone. He had to have been happy. A Google Munder, the rare Google Munder. Michael Malone had to be happy with that.
Oh, he was. He came with this stat. He said it was the 5th time in franchise history Nuggets have held an opponent under 30% shooting for a game. 5th time that's ever happened in Nuggets history.
That's
awesome. It's the first time since 2009.
Wow.
That they've held an opponent under 30% shooting. So he was loving the defense. Gave a big shout out to Aaron Gordon, who I felt was kind of the story of tonight. Phenomenal defense on Luka Doncic, I thought. And he, of course, got the defensive player of the game chain.
Oh, wow.
I feel like a reason that the Nuggets brought Aaron Gordon to Denver was to guard Luka Doncic. And he shut him down tonight, I thought. The Mavs also looked really sluggish. Luka looked really sluggish, but Denver played really good defense too, I thought.
No question about it, and you're right about them. The Luka being the guy specifically. I love Michael Malone though having that stat. I want to know who it was that handed it to him, because whoever that is like Malone's guy today.
It was Nick O'Hare is who handed it. He did give Nick a shout out.
All right, shout out to Nick O'Hare.
Shouts Nick.
All right, what else? By the way, king of the game. He was our king of the game, so we agree that his performance on Luka tonight was just insane. What else Malone have to say?
So he was asked about keeping Nikola in with 4 fouls early in the third. That was another pivotal point in this game.
Yes.
And he goes, have you seen us when Nikola's on the bench?
Good call, Michael.
Harrison, would you believe that there are people on this very panel that when Jokic picked up his 4th, they said, Malone should pull him out. Pull him out. You got to preserve his foul trouble. You can't let him get another foul. And then can you also believe there was a host of this show who said that it's insane? Exactly what Malone said. Have you seen this team without Jokic? Leave him in there.
I mean, also, when you have just the smartest player in the NBA, I think you just got to trust him to not pick up a 5th foul.
I'm not gonna lie. He gets like so annoyed sometimes that I was like, he might give a take foul on the next possession. That's how frustrated he was.
Thrown out of the game in the first half at one point. I thought he was going to get tossed by Scott Foster.
Yeah, that's true. All right, what else?
Yeah. So let's see here. Well, on the bench, that was obviously another big story. I can't even begin to piece together what exactly the rotation was tonight because it seemed like so wild. I mean, they were staggering Barton and Porter, and then Austin Rivers all of a sudden was on the court late in the middle of the second quarter after not playing with the bench. So it was a crazy rotation, but obviously it worked. Michael Malone was happy about that. So I think we're going to see that or continue to see that stagger for sure. And then he also was kind of talking about Aaron Gordon, and he thinks that Aaron Gordon's goal should be to be an all-NBA defender. He thinks that Aaron Gordon has that in him, and he's going to try to get Gordon to that level. So I thought that was a nice little insight.
How do you think through 5 games he's doing on that goal?
Well, it's tough because I feel like the guys who get selected to All-NBA defense, they have such a strong rep as defensive guys. And Aaron Gordon hasn't had that rep, probably mostly because he's been in Orlando and has been just like an offensive guy. And those teams have sucked. They haven't had good defenses. But Denver has a top 5 defense, and Aaron Gordon continues to play really well. He'll get some recognition. I don't know if he'll get enough this year to get it, but maybe he has a good year this year, and then he gets it next year or something like that.
Yeah, well, Denver does have 4 Munders, and they're a top 10 defense right now. So I think if people at the end of the year look up and Denver is a top 10 defense, and you got to credit somebody, and they're going to credit Aaron Gordon. So I think he has a chance. I mean, performances like tonight really stick out.
Yep. He
needs more of them, of course, but performances like tonight, it's undeniable.
Yeah. Malone also liked the way that the bench closed the game. He said Bones did a good job organizing the team. He said Bowles, Zeke, all those guys played the right way. So it's funny, a lot of times Malone will put in the bench and then they'll let a 30-point lead go down to 20. And he'll always mention it in the post-game press and be like, I didn't like how we closed the game.
Yeah.
But he liked how those guys played tonight.
That's great to hear. So, all right, not to bring this down though.
Stopping by.
But yesterday at practice, Michael Malone, unprompted, talked about Bones. This guy got to find a way to play him. Then he didn't play him tonight. So, I mean, he played him in garbage time. But I mean, was he asked at all about this? And just kind of what's your impression of that? Again, after the game, he lauds Bones for organizing that group. It's just funny that he's going out of his way to compliment him while not playing him.
Yeah. I got a lot of thoughts on it, actually. When Malone said pregame that he was going to keep one or two starters on the floor at all times tonight, at that point I was like, okay, Bones isn't playing. Like, he just laid the groundwork for not playing Bones.
Right.
But my other thought is, man, I think it's a bit of a disservice to Bones to publicly say all this stuff about how he needs to play, how he needs to get on the court. Oh, I got to get Bones out there. And then not play him. Like, I know he's a rookie, but he sees all this stuff. We know Bones is always online. He sees the quotes. So I think it's a bit of a disservice to say, I'm going to play this guy continuously and then not. And especially now, like, the bench, it's going to work probably if you play these starters heavier minutes. And, that probably means he's not going to play. That timeline's going to get pushed out further and further. But I don't know. I feel a little bad for Bones, to be honest, because you know he sees the stuff on Twitter. You know he sees the quotes. I know that Malone's been telling him the same stuff he's been saying publicly, too. Like, people have told me that. So I kind of feel for him.
I trust that Malone knows how to handle these things. Like, I don't think Malone is like sending him mixed signals or anything like that. So I have to think that Bones Hyland, and Bones seems content. Like, Bones, we've seen players mope when they're not getting minutes. He seems content out there, but it's definitely for us fans. You know, I think that there's like we just want to watch, and then he goes in there today and drains a 30-footer, and you're just like, oh man, this is incredible. All right, what else did we get? Who spoke tonight? What players talked?
So Jeff Green and Nikola Jokic spoke. Jeff Green was talking about Nikola Jokic playing through an injury, and he goes, it shows that we can't sit out for no bruised toe or anything.
Oh, I love that.
That's our leader. We go through him, we pray through him, and he goes out there and sets an example for us.
This is the stuff about a veteran player like Jeff Green that I just love. Like, that's not a thing I would have thought of, but you're right. There are star players who maybe take a night off here. That this is the thing about Jokic. He doesn't want to rest. He doesn't. Like, you probably have to get him to rest, so I like it.
On Aaron Gordon, he said he did a tremendous job tonight on Luka Doncic. He's a guy we're going to look at to guard the opponent's best player. He named the Lakers specifically as a team where Aaron Gordon's going to guard the opponent's best player. And he also thought the bench found something tonight. Obviously, they look better. So, yeah, I think we'll see that second unit going forward.
I'm intrigued. I'm very intrigued. I like it. All right, what else?
Then we also talked to Nikola. I hadn't really thought about this. Well, I had a little bit, but what do you guys think about him playing tomorrow on a back-to-back in Minnesota? How cool are you with that?
I mean, I'm so cool. Like, did he look bothered tonight?
I don't know. I mean, he didn't really shoot the ball, and I think that honestly had something to do with the injury. That's just me. That's just my thinking. But I think it might have played a small role in it.
Here's what I think.
And, you know, like...
Oh, go ahead.
And I was going to say, you know, Karl Towns is going to go after him tomorrow.
Right.
Here's what I think. Jokic did what he needed to do tonight. Like, he's like, don't worry, coach. I'll rest and play. And coach is like, what? Like, what do you mean? Like, I'll just hang out at the three-point line all night and just drop a triple-double. And Malone's like, okay, cool, go for it.
He didn't have to play in the fourth quarter either. So he said, you know, if there's always a chance for me to play, I'm going to play. But I'll listen to the medical staff. If they want me to sit out, then I will. But it sounds like he's going to play tomorrow. Jokic said he was talking to Bones after the game today. His message was to be humble and just to concentrate on doing the things that are going to get you on the floor. So in those garbage time minutes, you know, do the stuff that is going to translate to, you know, potential rotation minutes. I guess that's hitting logo 3. So
I would love if he followed it up with, do the things that are going to get you on the court. Just shoot from super deep, man. Just let it rip, bro. Just let it rip, dude. That's what gets you on the court.
Yeah. Jokic was asked about the bench and staggering starters with the bench. He said, I think it's a good thing just to mix up and have different guys together. He said he liked it, specifically because it helps guys learn how to play together, not just play with him all the time.
That's cool. I like it. I like it a lot. Has anybody asked him why he's not dressing in suits anymore? That was a one-game thing.
Same man.
Nobody's asked him about it, but opening night, you get a little dressed up for opening night. Everybody does. Everybody knows that, Adam. Come on.
Also, you blow through the one suit.
That's so true. It's such a pain to go buy all those suits.
Yeah, he's got to get it dry cleaned before he can tee it up again.
I love that take. Great take.
Thanks, bro.
It's not right, but it's a great take.
Hell yeah.
All right. Well, anything else, Harrison?
Do you think he still has the suit that he wore to the charity gala back-to-back years in 2017 and 2018, or the same suit?
I don't think he can fit anymore, dude. He's become swole.
That's probably true. That's probably true. All right. Anything else?
Oh, that's all I got. I mean, my only other takeaway from tonight is, I don't know if I feel bad for Bowl or if it's just hilarious and you got to laugh it off when this place gets the loudest or one of the loudest I've ever heard it when he checks into a game. I feel for him, but it's kind of also – it's just weird at the same time,
That is weird. I definitely didn't get that from watching at the bar, but that was the high point. I would have guessed it would have been
Bones.
Bones is 3 or Aaron Gordon's block shot. There were other plays that were great. Michael Porter's 3. Michael Porter's 1-3 tonight just felt like, oh, thank God. Just one goes down. So I would have guessed any of those other plays.
Well, he did only get 1-3. He did just see one go down.
I know, and I was very loud for that.
It definitely wasn't that. Bones did get a nice introduction and ovation when he checked in. They definitely did it right this time. So that was a big moment. And when Bull checked in, it was an even bigger moment.
Well, I love it. Well, Harrison, great work tonight. Get home safely. We'll see you tomorrow at the Halloween costume. You have your costume all ready to go?
I do. I do have my costume ready to go. It's a couple's costume, so...
Oh, wow.
Entourage.
Tomorrow night.
Are you just going to be peanut butter?
I wish it was Entourage, man. I wish.
I love it. All right. Well, I can't wait to see it at our night. Should be a good one. Get home safe, buddy.
Man, that's weird. How is he going to be Dylan Windler for Halloween and make that a couple's costume? That should be really tough.
I can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
Dylan Windler. Cue that outro music, Kale. Guys, tonight, Friday night, always fun at the DNVR bar. But can I tell you something?
I'd love to hear it.
Saturday night.
What?
At the DNVR bar.
So you're
with costumes.
With costumes, because it's also a Halloween party. Also, by the way, tomorrow CU plays, CSU plays, the Avs play, and then the Nuggets play.
Oh, dude, we have a Google lineup tomorrow. There are a million things happening at the DNVR bar.
It's going to be so hard not to start our Saturday before we work.
For real.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you, if you guys were ever thinking about coming down to the DNVR bar, if you don't have something to do, if you're looking just to hang out with people you enjoy, come on down, hang out with us. It's going to be a great time, no matter what.
Meet people from Twitter.
Meet people from Twitter. We should get name badges that you put them on your name badge, and then you get to
I'm going to be the guy in the costume I've worn 15 years in a row.
Oh, you're still wearing that same one? Can I buy you a new costume?
Nope.
Oh.
Whatever.
Can you be the genie? Why don't you just be the genie?
Because I don't want to be canceled, Adam.
Everybody, thanks for hanging out with us. Don't forget to hit that like button on the way out. Nuggets win.
Party Lounge.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Is Liddy.